I'm sorry, we're closed. Are you deaf? Ah!
Find it. It's here somewhere. At last. Soon, my lord. Very soon.
Well, can you guess where we are?
Well, it looks like London.
Spot on.
So, we haven't moved.
It's not the where, but the when.
When are we then? That just sounds odd.
Sometime during the late 23rd century. I thought I could show you a bit of your planet's future.
Doesn't look very futuristic.
No, you're absolutely right.
I was expecting really tall skyscrapers and flying cars zooming about all over the place.
Maybe the TARDIS took us slightly off course. I thought she was acting a bit odd.
Nothing to do with the Cybermen.
No, they're stuck in that time loop.
Here, look. 28th of November, 1892.
1892?
That's what it says. Can't believe it. I'm in the past. It's not the future, but I mean, at least it's... Doctor, are you alright?
I'm not sure. I recognise the year. There's something familiar about it.
Is it important?
No, I doubt it. If it were, I'd remember. And if it were really important, I'd have put a knot in my hanky. No, it's probably just my mind playing tricks on me. Well, seeing as we're here, we might as well have a quick little wander. Maybe I can sort out the TARDIS when we get back.
What was that?
I'm not sure. Hello?
Look at the state of this place.
Is anyone here? Kathy, wait here.
Be careful. Doctor!
Well, whoever did this certainly didn't want to stick around.
What happened to him?
He's been shot with some form of sonic blaster. His internal organs have been ruptured by sound waves.
But this is the Victorians. They didn't have weapons like that. Heck, we don't even have them now.
Precisely. There's something wrong here.
Maybe we should get out of here.
Maybe you're right.
Stay where you are. Detective Jenkins, Scotland Yard. You're both under arrest.
What for? We haven't done anything.
I suppose the cadaver on the floor is just a figment of my imagination.
Good evening, Detective. I'm the doctor, and this young lady is my companion.
Doctor, eh?
Yes, we were on our way to see a friend of ours at the theatre when we heard a noise in the shop.
A noise?
A crash.
The assailants went out through the back when we discovered this poor fellow.
You say you're a doctor. How did this man die?
You wouldn't believe me if I told you.
Try me.
His organs were ruptured with a blast of intense sound. A sonic blaster.
I think you better come with me, sir.
Doctor?
Please, Detective, we had nothing to do with this.
That was not a request.
I knew you wouldn't believe me. Come along, Kathy. Let's do what the nice policeman says.
You'd better do something, Doctor.
Don't worry. Everything will be fine. Come on now, Detective. You know as well as I do that we had nothing to do with this murder.
I only have yours and lady's word for that, sir.
But how could we possibly do that to anyone? We're not even armed.
That's precisely my point. How could anyone do that to anyone? There have been a lot of peculiar happenings in London of late. All that business with old Jack the Ripper, and then there was that stuff with the Chinese last year.
Chinese?
Yes. Some girls went missing. Well, you must have heard about it. It was all over the place.
Indeed I did, Detective. The Tong of the Black Scorpion.
Yes. Well, we've never been sure what happened with all that. The girls weren't all found, and whoever was in charge of that operation was gone.
How do you know so much about this?
Well, because
he was involved in it.
I beg your pardon.
I take it, sir, that I am addressing the doctor, the very same doctor who helped our investigations.
With Professor Lightfoot.
The professor told us all about you. You don't match exactly how he described you, though. Said you were tall with curly hair.
Well, I do like to try and keep up to date with the fashion.
Even got a little lady friend companion. I must say, you're a bit of a legend around this station.
Oh, well, thank you. You see, Kathy, I'm not a complete idiot. Well, at least not all the time.
So why'd you bring us here?
This murder tonight, this robbery, is not the first. Within the last 3 weeks, there have been 2 very similar murders.
And you think it's got something to do with this Chinese gang?
There's one thing that ties all of the robberies together. The items that have been stolen.
Go on.
If you remember, Doctor, the Tong were operating in the Temple of the Dragon.
Yes, and in the sewers under the theatre.
Well, when the case closed, some of the items we'd confiscated weren't as well locked away as we thought they were. There were rumours going around that some of these items had turned up on the black market. Chinese ornaments, that sort of thing. One of our contacts told us that parts of a machine began to turn up in different shops. Items from the Temple of the Dragon.
And all of the murders took place in shops that had gotten their hands on this equipment.
Precisely.
Then why don't you get these places guarded if you know someone's after them?
That's my point, miss. We don't know all the places. These things have been turned up at random. No order or anything.
So you think the Tong of the Black Scorpion is making a return?
Yes.
Who are the Tong?
A Chinese cult that followed the ancient god Weng-Chiang. But Weng-Chiang was in actual fact a man from the 51st century called Magnus Greel.
And now he's come back?
Impossible. He was killed with his own machinery. No, this is someone else, but whoever it is definitely isn't from this time period. The death of the shopkeeper is proof of that. Tell me, detective, have all of the deaths been the same?
Yes. We don't understand it.
Not likely to either. But if someone is trying to follow on from Magnus Greel, then they have to be stopped. This is the building. The item is inside.
Is the carriage ready?
Yes, sir.
Excellent. Soon he will return. Come.
Who are you? Get out of here! I'll call for the police!
Primitive.
What about Professor Lightfoot?
He's left. He retired and went back to China a few months ago.
He may have been helpful. Wait, what happened to the time cabinet?
The what?
A type of cupboard come time machine.
Like the TARDIS, then?
Completely different. The Sigma experiment was a complete failure. It's what led to Greel's cellular disintegration.
You've lost me again.
Greel was dying. His body was falling apart. The girls were used as a source of energy, life force to keep him going.
From what I understand, the professor took the cabinet with him.
Sir, we've received word of another robbery.
Right, I'll get down there and investigate.
We'll come with you.
I must protest. This is no place for a young lady.
But
Maybe Detective Jenkins is right.
now hang on.
Kathy.
Armies of Cybermen, and you think I'm worried about some Chinese gang?
Alright, but stay close at all times. It is loaded and ready for dispatch.
Good. We leave immediately. Come on, let's get out of here. I have a little surprise for the police.
Right, I got men heading around the back.
Good. Kathy, you and the detective stay out here. I'll take a look inside.
But alright, just be careful.
Well, at least I have the decency to keep this place tidy. Just like the last one. Uh-huh.
Whoever was there scarpered before we could catch them.
Right, let's go.
Yes, of course. Just as I suspected.